We've been in business for 8 years, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs are impatient. They expect to have this overnight growth, and I think what the market's showing is in tech-enabled businesses are able to scale faster than product-driven businesses. We've been in business for 8 years. A lot of people expect to hit this number in a couple years, and I just think it's important that people understand the category and the business that they're getting into, just so they have realistic expectations for what the future is and how they're going to grow.
How much is Facebook's custom audiences and retargeting from Facebook and other people, how has that stuff impacted commerce startups? Because I see a lot of retargeting going on. You visit your site or you do a Google search or a Amazon search, and then for the rest of your life, you're followed by whatever that is.
Yeah.
Which my friend, who's a marketer, said he starts like every week by just searching for bikinis, and then he says everywhere he goes on the internet, all he sees is bikinis.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting approach. But you guys do that, I see. Is that effective? Has that changed everything, the retargeting and putting people into custom audiences? How much of your time do you spend on that kind of stuff?
I mean, it's not just one thing. I think it's a variety of things. It's retargeting, it's SEO, it's SEM, it's Facebook, it's social media. It all works together in radio to create a halo. And I think the more channels you have driving acquisition, the cloudier the data gets, and the more difficult it is to track attribution down to everything. Because, I saw it on Facebook, but then I heard it on the radio, and then I saw it at Nordstrom. And then when they check out, they tell us they saw it at Nordstrom, but they actually first saw it on Facebook. You never know truly where the first touch point is. And I think it's gone from, 5 to 7 touch points before someone buys. Online is what I heard recently. Maybe you know the number.
That sounds pretty reasonable. So you really, if you're doing marketing and you've hit people once, twice, 3 times, you're not doing it right. You have to really have a plan to hit people a half dozen times to have a realistic chance to convert them.
I think so, yeah. It's really frequency. And I think that's what we learned through. We do a lot of advertising on radio, on Sirius Radio. And the first couple months, minus Howard, the numbers weren't that great.
Yeah.
And what we learned is going into Father's Day or going into the holidays, there's this build where the frequency, you catch a guy when they're in the mind to buy or his wife's ready to buy. And it depends on the channel. And I think people have to have proper expectations based on the channel that they're advertising in. And it's tough because we're in this instant gratification world where people want everything now or prime now. And brands want it. I think businesses want it too. And I'm one of the most impatient people you'll meet probably, but you have to be patient with your business, I think.
What do you think about retail? We just saw Nasty Gal, which was this colossal brand, had been doing amazing, and I guess Sophia sort of left the brand or sort of disconnected.
Yeah.
But they had started to open stores, and I think they just did they just go bankrupt or they just filed for bankruptcy? I think
that.
So they kind of got ahead of their skis clearly, or something went wrong. But they did do stores. And then we hear Amazon is thinking about stores. And obviously Tesla has stores. How do you look at retail stores? Because retail seems to be imploding.
Yeah.
And then your brands are kind of becoming incredibly strong. I know if I walked by, one of your stores, I would go in.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't have to be a big store. And that'd be kind of nice to pick it up maybe or see some new stuff going on and actually just touch this before I buy it. How do you look at stores?
I think you need to be wherever the customer is, where it's convenient to buy, whether they shop in a department store, a specialty store, online. It's not just one channel, online only. It's the word omnichannel. As much as I hate it, it is true. So we're everywhere the customer is, but I think the idea of your own branded stores is you can control the experience and how the product is talked about and how it's merchandised, and you're not at the control of department store retailers to determine where it is and how it's discussed. And I think the brands that really control their brand are going to be in control of their destiny in the future, but you have to embrace where the consumer is.
Let me take a moment to thank @Squarespace for, first of all, making amazing software. I was just working on one of the new projects I'm working on. You may have heard of television show. And we had to make a website, and I just went on to Google Domains, and I was buying a domain over at Google Domains, and boom, you could just, when you're setting up your Gmail, fire up and launch Squarespace. I guess they're partners now. And
I was able to fire up a gorgeous website in literally minutes, and it looked like we spent $25,000 making it. It looks professional. It's intuitive and easy to use. No coding is required. And they use state-of-the-art tech. It's super secure. It's super stable, and it's trusted by millions, some of the most respected brands in the world. We, in fact, use it for all of our events and conferences, and you can start your free trial today. No credit card is required. And you'll get a free domain name if you sign up for a year. I'm an idiot. I did it wrong. I signed up at the wrong domain place. I didn't know that I would get a free domain. I got to go back and do that next time. If you decide to sign up for Squarespace, if you do decide that you're going to sign up for Squarespace, which I'm sure you will, just use the promo code TWIST and you'll get 10% off your first purchase. It is an amazing, amazing product. It's super easy to use, and they keep adding features to it, which is one of the great things about the software as a service movement. They keep getting more people loyal to the product. They keep being able to hire more product managers, developers, and researchers to figure out what to make next. And boom, they make amazing product, and they keep the price the same. So things are getting better and better over there at Squarespace. I love the product. Go ahead and follow at Squarespace.